576-4977 to make your audible for the Blitz.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Captain Cool and the Bandi Man.
Hello and welcome in, everybody. It's a funky Friday here in No Man's Land. Welcome in to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, the Captain Cool. Perfect.
Oh my goodness, it's
Captain Cool. Someone lose a grenade. Oh yeah! Make sure you guys find us online at theblitzsportsradio.com, on Facebook at The Blitz Sports Radio, and on Twitter at @TheBlitz_sports. And while you're at it, follow us on Twitch and YouTube at WCZN TV for more than just sports talk. Right now, I'm wearing my funky look. I got the glasses, I got the shirt. I'm looking like I'm about to go disco dancing tonight at the clubs. Probably not. I got a basketball game to do with the one Bandi man behind the glass. Don't play the sounder just yet, because if you guys want to join in on any of the conversations today, call us at 256-576-4977. And this first hour is presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. Have roofing problems? Look them up online and fill out your free quote today. Remember, Fleming always shows up. You're live hanging with the chillest crew of 2 in Sports Radio. On the other side of the glass, keeping the track spinning, keeping my smile grinning, one Mr. Bandi Man Bailey Lowry.
What is going on, Captain Cool? Like you said, on a funky Friday.
Dude, I cannot complain. We had an amazing show last night. Buckhorn going up against the Austin Black Bears of Decatur. And I will say this, okay? A little bit closer than I expected, all right? We were on the tips of our toes the entire time. And I can say this. That team's not bad, all right? I talked about it yesterday. I was like, hey, we can't be sleeping on this 4-5 Austin team, okay? They've had close matchups, close losses, and they've also destroyed a few teams. But going up against Buckhorn last night on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, our sister station, these guys played some defense. And you know what? Buckhorn had to do the exact same, and it was nonstop, just annoying defense. I got to say, people were throwing their hands in, balls were getting batted out of bounds from behind. Just everything under the sun. And you know what we had on the little screen down below? You know what we had, Bandi. But the people didn't see this because we did just such a spectacular job of not bringing it up once. That is the Game Awards. I'm going to say it. Bandi. The Game Awards were amazing last night.
They were.
Not that we were really focused on them at the time. We had to really go back and watch because we were just kind of waiting for, like, the good drops, okay? But I will say this, all right? Some of the games that are coming out, I'm looking very much forward to, but I can't play because, you know what? They're exclusive to PlayStation, Bandi. We talked about it yesterday, and it's going to keep going on for years to come.
Yeah, I mean, with PlayStation, I mean, you kind of expect it. But on the plus side, a lot of the announcements, though, were those PlayStation exclusives are now coming to PC.
Yeah? Is Death Stranding coming to PC right off the bat? Is that one thing?
Well, it's already been on PC. But
the new one.
Death Stranding, we don't know about that yet.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. It might be another year or two before that one goes on. Even if it does, I only have an Xbox. That still means that it is PlayStation exclusive, you know, in a way, okay? Kind of like how, you know, whenever you see the Game Pass, you see, I guess it is on Game Pass for the PC, so it's not, you know, you can't be, you know, complaining too much, but again, it was a little annoying. And Bandi, the Bandicoot's back, baby.
He's back, but in a weird way.
Yeah, it's a little strange. You got a lot to talk about all that stuff. We just kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit.
Did you see the Cyberpunk news, though?
I did see some of the Cyberpunk. I saw the trailer, okay?
And who's joining the cast?
I did see that.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Very interesting. We're going to definitely talk a little bit more about that later on in the show. But, guys, we had an amazing football game last night as well, which we didn't really get to watch, but I did see the highlights. I got to say, Baker Mayfield, you're doing something special. Again, we'll get into that soon enough. We got a jam-packed show today on a funky Friday. One Mr. Joe Hunk's going to be joining us from 104.5 The Zone in the next segment. And you know we have a plethora of fun things to talk about. But let's get into the big news on today's schedule. Today is December 9th. Baby, we're getting close. We're getting close to December 25th. Christmas. I can't wait. It's the most wonderful time of the year, Bandi. Do you agree?
I do agree. You know what? We're even getting closer to December 14th, which we're going to be at Flow Trampoline Park for our annual fan meetup Christmas party.
Yes, brought to you by Talent Heating and Air. Bandi, it's going to be fun. What are you looking forward to the most?
Honestly, the inflatable basketball court.
Yeah.
And the mini golf.
Yeah.
Like the nightlight mini golf.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really cool. I got to admit, there's so much to do there, and that's why, you know, we're wanting you guys to come, obviously join in on the fun. Obviously, we want it to be a successful event. But at the same time, you'd be missing out if you didn't show up because, I mean, first off, it's a Wednesday, okay? So it's like, you know, there's nothing too crazy about a Wednesday. It is halfway through the week. You know, you're looking forward to the weekend, but it's still a Wednesday. You're not going to be doing some crazy stuff during the night. This starts at 4, ends at 8. Maybe it'll go a little farther, depending on if there's a party going on. Like, there might be a bunch of parties going on in that Flow Trampoline Park. But, I mean, it's just nonstop fun. If you guys bring a present and drop it in the Rambo Marine boat that will be there, we're going to try to fill this boat, and you guys can get in for free. You can play with the mini golf. You can play a few holes. You can hop on the trampolines a little bit. Bring the kids along and just have fun because that's what it's all going to be about. And I know I'm going to be having fun time. I'm going to be showing Bandi how many times I can do backflips, how many times I can dunk on him because I will dunk on you, Bandi.
We'll see about that.
I know you're probably better in basketball than I am, but either way, okay, I will, you know, I'll put it all on the line for one dunking on Mr. Bandyman. But getting into the news, okay, it's a good day to be a Baker Mayfield fan page on Instagram. We talked about it yesterday. We're like, what is that even doing here? You know, there's a thing. It's for Baker Mayfield. It's just this person that spends their time giving all of their time pretty much to this one quarterback in the league. And I mean, this man. The man himself did something nearly impossible last night, and it all started with a gamble, Bandi. This is going to be interesting because you probably know that, you know, he's on the team. He's on the Rams now. He's doing things. He won last night's game in a spectacular form. But, I mean, first things first. The Rams were at death's door last night, okay? Their playoff chances nearly leaping out the window, okay? Third quarter, the game had to get a little closer, all right? Game had a little bit closer, all right? It looked like they were going to be bad. In the fourth quarter, Baker Mayfield rallied the troops and led a 98-yard game-winning drive that ended in a beautiful pass to Van Jefferson for a touchdown, finishing off the game. The field goal or the extra point after that really finished it off. But either way, okay, it was a touchdown, and it was beautiful to see Baker Mayfield doing things that, you know, we haven't really seen a lot, okay? He's not a guy who really finishes games that often. And it almost happened in Baker Mayfield fashion when he threw that interception on like the third play of the drive. That was obviously pass interference on the defense, so it did get overturned. But then we got to see Baker kind of cook, and he went down the field and did Baker things. Now, remember, Mayfield only had 2 days to really soak up this team and still found a way to beat this Raiders team. And we know, okay, Raiders aren't the best team. All right, they're sitting at 5-7, 5-8. I don't know exactly where they're sitting.
5-8 now.
5-8 now. Okay, but I mean, they're just it's just one of those teams. But they showed a little bit of life in the last few weeks, so it's like, oh, okay, maybe, you know, this might be a harder competition. Still, it's an NFL team going up against a quarterback who knows literally nothing about the wide receivers. He knows nothing about the playbook. And get this, Bandi. Why was it a gamble?
Why was that?
Because before the Rams picked him up off the waiver wire, all right? Man was already booking a flight to L.A.
Really?
Yes, he predicted this was going to happen, okay? And you know what? It's almost like it was meant to be because that game was straight out of a movie. And this whole story's right out of a movie. Good for Baker Mayfield. Glad he is doing things that we haven't really seen from him. But, I mean, it's not saying he's going to be the best quarterback in the league, all right? He just beat the Raiders, all right? Barely. But he did a good job doing it. But it's good to see him actually cooking with this team, and maybe with a little bit more time. Maybe it's the right fit for him, but that's to be seen later on. And then moving on into another man's wacky life, we're talking about Odell again.
Oh, boy.
Why? Because he's just been in the news all week, okay? We saw in an interview last night on the shop on Amazon, and he said something along the lines of, I don't really see a point of playing in the regular season. I mean, there's something you can say for this, okay? There's a point. But if you want to live in the free agency the rest of your life or the rest of your career and expect teams to pick you up whenever they're in the playoffs, if they even need a wide receiver in the first place, like kind of the Cowboys, I guess, they don't really need him, but they're going to grab him anyway because Jerry Jones has an obsession of Odell, and maybe it'd be good for marketing. I don't know. I think there's a spider just like slowly creaking his way up. Chad, is that a spider right next to you? Bandy, is that a spider right next to you over there? No, he can't hear me. Okay, neither of them can hear me right now. There's like this spider just like slowly working his way up. It's a very small one. I'll tell Bandy whenever he puts his headset on. Okay, that's bothering me right there. Oh, yeah. Okay, Chad got it. Good job, Chad. Come on. There's a little spider and you're going to act like that. It's pretty funny. Either way.
Wait, there was a spider?
There was a little bug. I think he was on a little web. He was just like slowly going up. I was trying to tell you about him, but I saw that you had your headset off. But it's all good. Trying to save your life over there.
Yeah, well, I was on the phone.
I know. Hey, all respect to you, Bandy. You're doing all the things over there, and you're doing a great job at it. But, yeah, Odell doesn't really see a point in playing the regular season, you know. I mean, he's just like, well, when the playoffs come, I like to be under the lights. I like the pressure to really be on. And that is one Mr. Odell Beckham's point right there. And, I mean, you can't really dog the man, okay? I know it seems a little crappy for everybody else who's really given their all throughout the season. But, I mean, Odell, you know, if you can get picked up by a team like the Rams, like the Cowboys, like the Bills that are going to the playoffs and going to possibly go to the Super Bowl, then, I mean, why not just go for it? I mean, it's easier on the body. I'll say that. Bandy.
Yeah.
There you go. And then later tonight on the sister station 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, don't forget that me and the Bandy Man will be back at Buckhorn because we got a game where the Buckhorn Bucks are going up against the 1-5 Lincoln County Falcons. Yeah, that's right, they're 1-5. Should be another intense game. Obviously, you don't want to look past the team, even though their record says that they're not as good as they actually are. Okay, this is a Tennessee team. I played against them in football. They used to suck. Then they beat me and my team the last season, and it really upset me. But you know what? It's stuff you kind of got to deal with. It's stuff you got to deal with, so you never know.
And on top of that, well, friend of the station that does the Lincoln County games, you might have heard his familiar voice when he does Randolph football with Drew DeArmond, but Austin Coletti actually does the Lincoln County basketball games.
Oh.
So we might be seeing a familiar face over there at Buckhorn across the aisle, though.
That'll be pretty cool, I gotta admit.
Little opposing points.
Yeah.
Like, I see you, Mr. Coletti.
It's a little civil war, I could say that. I mean, it's happened before, okay?
Yeah.
Randolph versus Madison Academy. I mean, we had both of those games covered on the beautiful station and on the app, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And I thought that was a great thing. I thought that was funny. But now we get to actually do it ourselves, where we have a similar face going against us in a way that's like, hey, basketball, that's fun. Too bad you're going to lose because Buckhorn is on a roll, winning 4 straight now. Let's go.
Against very tough opponents as well.
Yeah, you can say that.
Which come down to nail biters.
Yeah, every single one. The home games, I got to say, the ones that we've covered, every single one of them has been spectacular, I will say.
I'm not a fan of them making me lose my voice after each game, though.
Hey, it's fun, though, and the games fly by. So definitely check that out on Zone 2 on 97.7 ESPN, the Zone's app, and the station. It's up to you guys. Just hop into that. It should be fun. Me and Bandy are doing a wonderful job on that. And then the Bandy Man will also be bringing you guys all of the news on what we saw at the Game Awards last night. And he has his own little list of his best reveals.
Yeah, because holy moly, did we get a lot revealed and a lot shown off. I mean, Hades sequel coming out. Another look at Final Fantasy 16 and a release date. FromSoft has a new game coming out, and it looks like it's going to be around mechs.
Yeah.
Hades 2, I said. Like the BioShock creators' next game, Death Stranding 2, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8. I got it all.
The list goes
ready.
On. And Dune. You skipped Dune.
And Doom.
Dune. We finally got more details on Dune. But yeah,
Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Diablo 4.
Yeah. There was a lot. We got a weird concert from Diablo 4. I'll say that much. I didn't know what I was watching, honestly. But either way, there's a sheer amount of just amazing world premieres, and we can't wait to go over all of them. And, I mean, this is what happens when you don't have E3. I mean, you got to have something pushing out all these trailers.
Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, yeah, we got a little bit of
that. we got a new clip.
I should probably watch that clip, honestly, because you get a little bit more of what Mario is going to sound like.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a little different from the trailers, but, I mean, it's still Chris Pratt, kind of doing Chris Pratt. You can kind of tell he's doing a little bit of a hint of Italian.
I don't know how I'm going to feel about that.
But you know what's also this weekend?
What?
If you're a mixed martial arts fan, UFC is this weekend, and you know it's going to be the UFC debut of Paddy Pimblett.
Heck yeah.
And I cannot wait. It's going to be UFC 282. Main event's going to be Blachowicz versus Ankalaev.
Yeah.
I believe it's how you say his
Probably.
name. Yeah.
Either way.
Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah. All of that sounds very fun.
I think he was, if I remember my history right, he actually trains with Khabib a lot.
Khabib?
Mm-hmm.
The little guy?
The best fighter in the world right now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Khabib, the little dude, the little guy that's 19.
That's Hasbulla.
I thought it was Hezbollah Khabib.
No, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
What? There's so many names. I don't even know. Okay, I can't even keep up with American names.
I feel like at some point you're gonna feel like I'm trolling you, but these are all real names.
I know. I honestly would not question it, but either way, we got a lot of fun to get into. Bandi, we're gonna hop into a break because I know we're gonna go very long with one Mr. Joe Hunk. You guys don't go anywhere. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. DC, Marvel, I don't know, football, sports, Hendon Hooker, all that whatnot's coming up. You guys don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called. You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
In 1982, Bob Baumhauer introduced Alabama to the Buffalo Wild Wing, and quite frankly, we've never been the same. Back then, it was Wings and Things in Tuscaloosa, but now, 40 years later, after 4 name changes, Baumhauer's Victory Grill is the #1 sports-themed restaurant in the state. Bob's Alabama Hot Chicken is something that has to be tried to believe, plus the new Bam Bam Chicken and the Louisiana-style Go Fish, a whitefish over rice topped with shrimp etouffee. And Baumhauer's is fighting inflation with some new affordable favorites. Visit Baumhauer's on the South Parkway today. Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. Champy's Famous Fried Chicken started in Chattanooga, but the history of the fried chicken, hand-rolled Mississippi Delta tamales, and comfort food sides started decades before. Champy's Famous Fried Chicken is made from an old family recipe from down in the Delta, and everything is fresh and homemade, including all of the sides and desserts. Come visit Champy's Famous Fried Chicken. You'll find it's the best fried chicken and hand-rolled tamales you've ever had. On Madison Boulevard in the old Bison's location in the Publix Plaza with 22 taps in the full-service bar and 2 outdoor patios. See ya at Champy's.
Look out in the street there. You know what you don't see? My car, because I had to sell it to pay the lawyer I hired when I got busted for drunk driving. You know what else you don't see? My girlfriend, who decided that a guy with no car and no license and no money was no fun. And hey, you know what else you don't see? You don't see me leaving for work in the morning, because I missed so much time with court and everything that I got fired.
Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The Blitz has been called.
Funky Friday here in No Man's Land. Welcome to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandy Man, Bailey Lowry.
Yo.
And on the line, always we have one Mr. Joe Hunk, but we're gonna wait on that, okay? Because this hour is presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs, guys. The weather's coming down outside, and these guys will make sure your roof can withstand the elements. But yes, going back on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, an all-time favorite guest that joins us every Friday to talk Tennessee sports, Marvel, anything really under the sun. We talk about a lot, and that is one Mr. Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone in Nashville. Joe, how are you doing today?
Look, don't mention just Marvel. You got to mention DC too, because Doom Patrol just dropped yesterday. All right.
Jeez.
Hey,
the new season of Doom Patrol just dropped.
DC's going to be in a crazy spot that I heard, because like all of their games and stuff, that's all going to tie into their whole new universe that they're making. That news came out, I think, like a week ago.
Yeah, and see, and that's also though what Marvel does, and sometimes it's something small, sometimes it's something big, like. There were mini shows like these little things that Thor did in between some of his movies that they kind of reference back into some stuff. Yeah. Like, dude, they are going to set up their own version of Marvel, but like Doom Patrol, that show is hilarious. It's messed up, but it is so good, and that's a Brendan Fraser show, by the way, because he voices Robot Man.
Yeah, I like the way that DC's kind of going, and they're a little bit darker with their comedy, but at the same time, like they just kind of haven't been able to get out of that shell where it's like people look at DC movies now, or like any live action DC projects, and they're just like, I think I'm gonna avoid it. I mean, we saw Suicide Squad, we saw the Batmans, the newer Batmans, and all that stuff. So I mean, it's just like something they want to get away with. But now, I mean, you see the new movies that are coming out, like The Batman, and that one was really good. And I mean, you just want to see, it kind of DC just actually challenge Marvel when it comes to it, because that's kind of where, the growth actually starts, because you want to see something different. And I mean, what are you looking forward to coming up with DC? I mean, I know we're supposed to get into sports talk, but this is what I'm saying. We can get into anything under the sun. But what are you kind of looking forward to with DC outside of Doom Patrol in their universe?
Well, the Doom Patrol did just drop. They dropped their first 2 episodes yesterday. I binge watched those, and I'm a huge Doom Patrol fan just because it is a unique partnership and a unique group, because you're talking about 5 to 6 individuals that are extremely messed up, that are extreme outcasts, and they just kind of come together, and it's not like they even like each other.
Yeah.
Like they have all their own crap going on. But that's like that's a great symbol of the way that the world is sometimes with a lot of outsiders. And I think that's where DC is good, because look, no, you're right. You said a second ago, DC is darker and it's more adult. It is, it was very much the AEW to WWE. Like WWE is the bright colors and the, hey, we're going for, kids, 10 to 12 years old, and that's what we're going for and all that. Where AEW is, hey, we're going for adults and the hardcore independent wrestling fans and all this other stuff. Yeah. And that's kind of also the thing that DC is doing is, we're going to have our staples. You're going to have a Batman. You're going to get a brand new Superman. We have various Jokers, not just one, because, you still have Joaquin Phoenix that has his Joker that is going on, which we all know is in a totally different world than anybody else. You have everything else that's been going on with like Black Adam and all these other movies that are coming out that are darker. And that's kind of the direction DC goes. But look, man, you just mentioned the Batman. The Batman is one of, if not, it is very close. If there was ever a movie that could live up to The Dark Knight, The Batman is a very close second. Yeah. That is how amazing that movie is. And you still have people that wanted to complain about The Batman because The Batman was more of a detective show than what it was your hardcore, angry Batman killing field, the way that you have seen with some other stuff. It's like, look, we went a different direction. He's more of a detective. It was based on year 1 and year 2 of Batman. You get to see how imperfect he is, and that's what's cool about it. Whereas, and again, while that's going on, you can flip around and watch Titans, where it's a post-Batman world where you do have Nightwing, you do have Red Hood, you do have, the third Robin. So you get to see all the different ones. And then again, you have Gotham Knights, which just came out a couple of months ago that I'm going through right now, which is an amazing video game that is built very similar to the way that the Arkham Knight series was being built with Kevin Conroy, because he voiced all of them. So it was very weird for me, and I know that they couldn't do it, but in the very beginning of Gotham Knights, Batman is there, and it was weird for me to see the Arkham Knights or the Gotham Knights version of Batman and Kevin Conroy not voicing it. Yeah. So that was very strange. But that's all the stuff that you're starting to see from DC is going to be tailor-made more to 18-plus-year-olds, because they still have their other things. Guys, I know you don't know this because you don't got kids. There's a show. It's called Bat Wheels. It is all about the vehicles that superheroes drive that come alive. And they turn into like cars.
Really?
Yes, like they talk and they interact with each other and all this other stuff, but they also fight crime.
Oh, yeah, I can safely say I've never heard of it.
I know the pets that they
use. No, seriously, it's on HBO Max. My son loves it. He'll be like, Dad, let's watch the Batwheels with the Penguin and the Joker. It's not really the Penguin and the Joker. It's the Penguin's car and the Joker's car.
They just like carry on the legacy of them. Like it's similar to the dog story of them. Yeah.
Did you ever play it was like this PlayStation game? Like I forget what the name of the game was, but it had like this crazy clown on top of it. That was like an ice cream truck.
Twisted Metal.
And that's what. Yes, Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
That's what the Joker's car is. It's the Twisted Metal car.
Wow.
Except it's more colorful and cute.
Oh no.
It's gotta be.
You can't rip off my man Sweet Tooth like that.
It's for the kids.
No, but that's what it is. That's the Joker's vehicle. The Mr. Freeze's vehicle is like a gigantic ice cream cone.
That's funny.
The Penguin's vehicle is like the duck from Batman Returns.
Of course.
Like they have all these vehicles that are all these guys. Like you have Tim Drake's vehicle, which is the Robin car. You have the Nightwing car. You have the Batmobile car. Like you have all these cars, but they're all alive and they're doing their own thing. And for some reason, there's a monster truck that Batman drives. I don't know why, but there's a monster truck. Okay, and then you got Batgirl's motorcycles alive. Like they have kids shows, they do. But again, majority of the stuff that we know about is all about the adult stuff, like Black Adam and the new Batman and all that that's coming out.
I've actually kind of speak on that. Have you caught the Harley Quinn show that's on, I believe, HBO Max? I think I caught like the first episode or two, and I really enjoyed it and like where it's going.
Hold up. Well, we got to back up. Hold on. Harley Quinn has a show. Is it real or animated?
Animated.
Jinx.
Okay. So now that's why I'm going to say no, because if it was real, I would already be on top of that, and I'd have been able to give you a breakdown of everything. But no, I didn't know this was happening. So like, what age group is it for? Because if I can get away with watching this with the 4-year-old, I'm totally going to do
I can hop in on this one.
No, you cannot.
I can hop in on this one, too, because I've seen some stuff from it. But, Bandi, tell them what you know about the show.
It's definitely geared more towards adults. I mean, there's cussing constantly. Like, Harley Quinn's dropping the F-bomb pretty much constantly.
Yeah. It's all over that side of it.
It's like The Killing Joke. Yeah. Like, it's like The Killing Joke with I mean, Kevin Conroy was in that. But it was more of an adult version of a cartoon to Batman.
Yep. Kevin Conroy is also in this show, too.
Oh.
Are you serious?
I believe he does voice Batman in the Harley Quinn show.
I can attest to that.
Oh, I am so in it. I am totally in. I will binge watch that and have you a breakdown next week.
Yeah, I can
perfect.
I can give you a rundown of one of the scenes that really just tells you, like, oh, okay, this might not be for the kids. There's one scene where Harley Quinn's like looking around for like a weapon to defeat these goons, and she picks up a gun and shoots this dude, but it doesn't do anything to him. And then she's like, well, what the heck was that all about? Obviously, she says a little bit more, choice words. And then the other goon's like, he's like, well, I'm fine. And the other guy was like, okay. And then she looks at the gun, and it was a cancer ray. And then the other goon was like, you gave him cancer? And then the other guy's like, I'm done with this. I gotta go spend time with my family. And he just like leaves. And that's the comedy that you're gonna get in that show.
Oh, I am so in. I'm totally gonna binge watch this tonight. I'm in. I am so in on this. I did not know this was a thing.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. But I mean, there's a lot we could probably delve into even more about DC World and stuff like that. And I would love to do it. But I mean, at the same time, we have some football to talk about with the Tennessee Volunteers. And I mean, the Heisman Trophy race, obviously, Caleb Williams is kind of running away with it at this point. But I mean, Hendon Hooker had a spectacular season with 3,000 plus yards, 27 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. And I mean, the injury really kind of took him right out of it. And tell me, if that injury didn't happen against South Carolina, almost last game of the season, would Hendon Hooker be 1, 2, 3 in this Heisman race right now?
I don't think that Hendon Hooker would have won the Heisman. I do think that more people would have gravitated towards Caleb Williams just because of the USC thing and them playing in the college football playoff. Like, I do think it would have went that way. But Hendon Hooker definitely deserved an invite to New York. Like the fact that he is not making that trip is asinine. I mean, I know people can't tell you who they voted for if they're a Heisman voter until the actual vote is shown on national television, which it will be Saturday night. Yeah. But I do know people that said that they had Hendon Hooker on their ballot. So, that's the question for me is, why did you invite Stetson Bennett here? Like, yes, I know that Stetson Bennett threw for more yards than what Hendon Hooker did, but Hendon Hooker had more touchdown passes than what he did. And even when you go looking at yards per game, Hendon Hooker had more. Now, again, I understand that Stetson Bennett played two more games than what Hendon Hooker did. But for me, this Stetson Bennett invite actually screams more A.J. McCarron than what it does a candidate that we actually believe is going to win the Heisman Trophy. And I know that they did this with A.J., back in 2011, 2012, whenever he was going through it. And, he had his time at Alabama. He won his multiple national championships. But at the same time, this was more of a, hey, thank you, let's get you on national television to tell your story about being a walk-on and doing all the stuff that, that more people that don't know your story, they can learn about you and that sort of facet. Yeah. So I see this more as a thank you for what you've done for Georgia and for college football in the SEC over the past couple of years, and in doing what you did the moment that you stepped in and was able to get Georgia playing for national titles. So that's what I see this as more for Stetson Bennett. What I'm really going to be curious about is not so much who's going to win the trophy and what Caleb's going to put on his fingernails, but what I'm extremely interested in seeing is that when they eventually show what the votes were, where is Hendon Hooker on the vote? Yeah. Where is Stetson Bennett on the votes? Because, again, these are the people that ESPN is inviting. These are the people that they are wanting to build the show around. It's not necessarily that these are the 4 best people or the 5 best people. And so I'm going to be interested to see about how the place, as far as the Heisman voters actually voted on this, because the South Carolina game, yes, you can hold it against him because when he got injured, they were losing. And they were not going to be coming back. But again, we talked with Chris Lowe a couple of days ago about this, and some people that he talked to about it was the feeling that he was getting is that more people were holding the South Carolina loss more on Hendon Hooker than what they should have. Yeah. And so, that's where part of this is going to be happening is you are going to see the Hendon Hooker vote on this, and that's what I want to see is where was he actually voted in the college football playoffs, or not the college football playoffs, but the Heisman Trophy voting.
And I mean, looking at this, I mean, even in
Here's
that.
what I found.
Oh, hey. Tell her to be quiet for now.
Siri apparently wanted me to look up college football championship week highlights.
Don't do that.
No.
Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone and Siri talking with us about Hendon Hooker and DC and just sports in general when it comes to Tennessee football. And I mean, looking back on that Tennessee versus South Carolina matchup, I mean, they were sort of still in the game. I mean, obviously, that fumble didn't really help with Hendon Hooker getting injured on that. But looking forward in this kid's career, because, I mean, he's a senior. He's not coming back next year for this Tennessee Volunteers team. But kind of where does this injury put him in maybe the prospects of the NFL on the draft? Is he going to be pushed back a little bit, or are they going to look at it a little bit more?
I mean, I could see him now, depending on what teams that you're wanting to look at as far as the draft is concerned and what team needs are being talked about. I mean, there is a possibility truly of Hendon Hooker being a first-day pick. Yeah. And, look, he's not going to get to work out. He's not going to get to do any physical stuff. He's not going to get to do any of the stuff that teams would really want to see that could potentially help a quarterback go from the 3rd round to the 2nd round to a potential 1st-round pick because of what they're showing during their pro days and at the NFL Combine. But what's going to be interesting is when he does go to the Combine and he starts doing the interview process, because everybody at Tennessee knows the guy studies tape more than anybody. He knows his playbook. He knows how to be a leader. He knows the things that he needs to do to become a better quarterback, and I think that a lot of teams are going to be able to see that. Now, obviously, he's not going to be a day one starter next season in the 2023 season, because health-wise, he's not going to be starting. I mean, look at like Jameson Williams from Alabama. Like, he literally just got his first start in the NFL a couple of weeks ago for the Detroit Lions, and nobody talked about it, yet he got injured in the national championship game and was one of the biggest wide receiving names coming out of the college football season, going to the combine, gets drafted by the Lions, and this Lions team is actually good, even without him, and now they're adding him to this, and he just got his first start of the season. So, look, you're talking about week 12 with him, and Hendon Hooker got hurt maybe a month or so before when we saw Williams get hurt last season. So, no, he's not going to be available at the beginning of the season. He may not even really start to be available until the midway point of next season. And depending on what team he's on, you know, is that team going to be in a position where they want him to play, or are they going to want to continue having him as a backup? So I could see him truly as a day two guy in the second and third round, but depending on how well he interviews in the combine, he could eventually go up just based on how much teams fall in love with him on the board.
Exactly.
Which I kind of like. Speaking of that, of SEC quarterbacks going into a draft, did you actually hear the news of Anthony Richardson and Florida announcing that he's going to be entering the NFL draft even as a sophomore? Just kind of what do you think about that decision for him? Because I think, in my humble opinion, this is definitely a quarterback that could benefit from staying 1, possibly even 2 more years.
I mean, I just appreciate the guy being a Gator and wanting to say, you know what, I'm going to go with the Miami Hurricane guy, and I'm just going to go ahead and just start planning for the XFL because, I mean, it's not like he's going to actually get drafted and be good.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, again, as much as Drew wants to make fun of certain players and all this sort of stuff about them sucking, Drew is actually right about Anthony Richardson, okay, because he's not good. And he hasn't been good except for maybe 2 or 3 games in the season. Yeah. And so when even you start looking at his ranking, like on different boards as far as people are looking at, like the man barely even shows up. Now, some boards have him as a 5. Some people have him as a 6. But, like, bro, you're going to get into this, and these guys that are around your rank, like a Jaron Hall that's going to be the quarterback out of BYU, or even Max Duggan from TCU, they're going to outperform you in many different ways. So I think that Anthony Richardson just, hey, bro, and enjoy the XFL, like, because that's probably where you're eventually going to be trying to find a spot because you're looking at possibly a day 3 person. Like, I don't see him as a day 2 or even a day 1 person.
And you can kind of, I mean, you look at it and you're like, well, the XFL's good in that way. I mean, he could still have a shot in the NFL, but I feel like, you know, for him as a quarterback, especially leaving college early to try and, you know, pursue his professional career, I feel like the XFL might be the perfect place for him. I mean, this type of quarterback, I mean, he's not fully, you know, to where he could probably be. Again, he's not really, we haven't seen his full potential really shine in this college season and not really any of his college career. And it's kind of been disappointing. I mean, I said at the beginning of the year, I said, this guy's going to be a Heisman candidate. I expected a lot from him, okay? And he obviously did not do any of that. But it's just, I mean, it's the way of college football. And, I mean, with all these new rules and stuff, I mean, these guys can get out early. They can move as many times as they want. But, I mean, it might not change anything in the long run. But kind of moving over now to the Titans. I want to be quick on this one. But Titans-Eagles, not the most pretty game, I'll say that. But going up against the Jaguars this week. And the Jaguars kind of not really doing good. They haven't been doing good. They lost to the Lions pretty bad. And, I mean, this is going to be a division type of game. So it's like there's still a lot riding on it. But how do you expect this one to play out? And who do you think is going to be the big players in this one?
Look, the Eagles game was so bad that it got John Robinson fired. Okay, like that's just how bad it was. Okay, I think that a lot of people, as much as they didn't want to talk about this being an A.J. Brown game, and you know, I reached out to A.J.'s people and they said, hey, look, we don't. AJ doesn't want to make it about him. AJ wants it to be about the team, and he doesn't want this to be about him facing his former team. I was like, all right, cool. Hey, I get it. I totally get it. But what happened is his former team went, and not only did they see and remember why they loved AJ, but then all the wounds from what happened at the NFL draft and the video that we all saw of Vrabel getting up the moment that they made the trade, and just kind of like the frustration of that we saw from him. Mm-hmm. We saw all that start to kind of come back to light. Yeah. And yes, the Titans got Treylon Burks out of the deal. Yes, they were able to move around and get Roger McCreary as well. So they got players in it that do benefit them in possibly 2024 and 2025. But seeing AJ the way that we've always remembered AJ in Tennessee as far as on the field, that I think was the final straw. Yeah. And so this is a unique situation now, guys, because look, Mike Vrabel has been making moves over the last 2 or 3 days because, him and Cowden, which, Ryan Cowden is now going to be the interim general manager. Vrabel's apparently going to be, at least from what we're being told, the guy that's going to have a lot of power when it comes to making these decisions now. So at least until a new general manager comes in. So over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours, we still don't know what's going to potentially happen and who is and isn't going to be on the field. But with the Jaguars, I know you guys said in the beginning, look, this is a Jaguars team that's struggling and all this. They're really not struggling. And I know that from a win-loss standpoint, yes, they've – look, Surrey, stop talking to me. I'm not talking to you, okay?
Get out of here,
It's not about you. Stop hopping in on this conversation.
Throw it out the window, Joe.
God, come on, Surrey, stop it. So she wanted to show me that the record that the Jags have, it's 4-8. Well, 6 of those 8 losses have been by 1 score.
Yeah.
7 of those 8 losses have been by 10 points or less. This team is always in it. They have just not been in it for certain points in time, and that's the reason why they haven't been able to finish. Yeah. You go back and look at that Ravens game from a couple of weeks ago, and the fact that they not only drove down the field, scored a touchdown with like 10 seconds to go in the game, they then go for 2, and Zay Jones makes that tremendous catch at the goal line and gets in right in front of the pylon so that he can get the 2-point conversion and give them the lead. Mm-hmm. Look, this team has nothing to lose. Okay, they're 4-8, but the crazy thing is, because of how bad this division is, they're still in the division race. Yeah. And unlike the Colts, who the Titans have already beaten twice and have the tiebreakers on, the Jags have yet to play the Titans. Mm-hmm. So if the Titans lose to the Jags, at the least now you're talking about a 6-8 team just by those two losses alone. That would also mean that the Titans are now a 7-7 team.
Yeah.
That now means that the Titans, even though they would probably still be leading the division, now have to worry about the Jaguars for the remainder of the season. This Jaguars team is very good. Mm-hmm. They have not figured out yet how to finish, but they are a good football team. Yeah. The Titans just hope that they're not that good on Sunday.
I can kind of attest to it because we've talked about how the Jaguars are kind of trying to get into their form. They've got the right players. They just need to figure it out in the coaching standpoint. But, I mean, looking at the rest of the Jaguars season, they got the Titans. They got the Cowboys, which the Titans also have to play the Cowboys later on in the season, so that's going to be a tough one for both. The Jets, that's a doable victory. The Texans is very doable. And then back against the Titans in the last game of the season. I mean, what you're saying is doable. They got to get past the Cowboys if they really want to win out the rest of the season. But, I mean, really, what do you expect from this type of Jaguars team? And that's probably going to be the time we've got because we gotta talk about DC just once the whole time because there's a lot to talk about.
Well, no, there is. But look, here's the thing with the Jags, and this is a long-term thing. Remember, they also traded for Calvin Ridley. So as much as this team is you're looking at this year, they automatically get Ridley back next year, which was having a tremendous season until he decided he wanted to bet on football. But that's the whole thing with this Jags team. Mm-hmm. The other thing is every one of those games that you just mentioned are very winnable. And if you go back and look at the Jags the first 2 and 3 weeks of the season, that was a very good football team before they started losing these close football games. Mm-hmm. So don't count the Jags out just yet. They're a good football team.
Yeah, I mean, they shut out the Chargers 38-10. So, I mean, that's one thing. And also the Colts 24-10.
In San Diego. Or no, in Los Angeles. Not in San Diego. In Los Angeles, they beat the Chargers.
Yeah, you're a few years behind, Joe, all right? But I mean,
look, okay, look, now they're not even the favorite in L.A., okay?
Yeah.
The Rams are the one that won the Super Bowl, all right? Chargers can go back to San Diego.
And I didn't even get to talk about the Rams' performance last night with Baker Mayfield. That's just something we'll have to talk about another time. Hopefully Baker can continue seeing success with that Rams team. As much as I might be a little sour seeing it, it's one of those things where it's like the one that got away. But, I mean, it's the same with a lot of things in sports, and that's just how it is. But, Joe, that is all the time we have for today. Tell the people where they can find you and where they can watch you play some video games.
Yeah, absolutely. At Joe Hunk is where you can do that. Matter of fact, I've got the recap up from this week's Gamer Zone. I threw that up yesterday afternoon. That you can watch that at Joe Hunk on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of those places. You find me there every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. I preview the next Titans game on the Gamer Zone. So hop in and watch me there.
Heck yeah. Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone, and we just want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us today. And
can y'all tell Siri bye because she wanted to talk again?
Siri?
Bye, Siri.
See you next time. Joe, you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. I'm going to tell Siri to shut up.
Have a good one, Joe.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, wait until the little beep boop boop. Wait. Did he hang up yet? I don't know. Either way. There it is. Of course it's going to interrupt me, but that was Joe Hung from 104.5 The Zone and Siri on his car. I don't know why it's talking. I don't know what's setting it off, but either way, we're going to hop into a break. When we come back, we're going to close out the first hour, which is presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. If you guys want to hop in, 256-576-4977. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
New Year's Eve in Nashville has a new twist this year.
Touchdown, right up the middle, 45 yards.
The 25th annual Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl is Saturday, December 31st at 11 a.m.
Still on his feet, touchdown!
Get your ticket to the biggest party in Nashville as the Iowa Hawkeyes and Kentucky Wildcats square off at Nissan Stadium. For more information on this year's game, including ticket availability, visit MusicCityBowl.com. Presented by the Tennessee Lottery.
What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? 2 Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester Road. Valley Equipment is locally owned and has more skid steers, excavators, and lifts than anyone in the area, plus all the small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Renowned sports artist Daniel A. Moore has teamed with master sculptor David Grieco to create Finish, the first in a line of limited edition bronzes. See the artist's work on Finish now at newlifeart.com. Finish captures Kenyon Drake's dive into the end zone after his 95-yard kickoff return in the 2016 National Championship game. Available in 3 sizes with the artist and Kenyon Drake's signatures cast into each piece. Pre-casting prices are available at newlifeart.com. Hurry, this offer won't last long.
The Blitz has been called.
Bing, 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 boom. I'm believing. Hello and welcome back, everybody, to a funky Friday here in No Man's Land. Welcome back to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandi man, Bailey Lowry.
Yo.
And we had a great conversation with one Mr. Joe Hunk out of Nashville. And I got to say, I mean, every single time, it just, he knows he's a bro. He's a bro. He's just bro talk with the bros.
Exactly.
That's really what it is. So we'd love to have him on. This hour has been presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. Remember, guys, Fleming will always show up. And with these elements being out of control wacky, these guys will help you finish it off, okay? But I will say, all right, there's a lot of stuff going on in the sports world back and forth that either looks good or looks bad. And right now, Anthony Lamb is kind of in that position where he's just, I mean, it sucks, okay? I'm talking about Anthony Lamb, who plays on the Warriors. And, Bandy, did you hear about all of what's going on with him? Because he's kind of under fire right now.
I have not. What's going on?
So he is being accused of rape. So, yeah, there's something going on with that. And, I mean, it's something that goes back to when he used to play at Vermont. And, I mean, this stuff, we see it all times. Yesterday, we got a finally kind of a resolution, or something was resolved in the Bills punter, whole thing with the punt god, and all that stuff that went down in San Diego. But now, I mean, we got stuff coming in from, it's a girl from Vermont. And I think there's actually 3 of them around the ages of 19 at the time, and they're kind of just saying, they're just saying some stuff that's maybe they didn't throw any names out there until recently. And I mean, this is kind of what she said in an interview in October. Quote, "I was continuously misinformed, and I truly don't think UVM, the athletic department specifically, wanted me to do the formal investigation because he would have being found responsible." Now, whenever stuff like this goes on, you hate to see it. You don't know who's wrong and who's right. It's nonstop type of stuff. It's going to go on through sports. But as of right now, Anthony Lamb is not a defendant. And, I mean, the Warriors have looked into this stuff from beforehand and haven't seen anything about it. So, who knows what's going to happen with this young player. Hate to see it. Should be resolved as soon as possible. Either way, the fun's to come in the second hour of the Afternoon Blitz. We're starting with the cool segment. I got my list ready. And then after that, the play-by-play with the Bandi Man, and I know he's ready for all of the game awards. Fun.
Oh, you know it.
Can't wait for it. Wide open rest of the show. 256-576-4977 is the number to call in. You guys don't go anywhere because you're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your insulation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on 2 services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Champy's Famous Fried Chicken started in Chattanooga, but the history of the fried chicken, hand-rolled Mississippi Delta tamales, and comfort food sides started decades before. Champy's Famous Fried Chicken is made from an old family recipe from down in the Delta, and everything is fresh and homemade, including all of the sides and desserts. Come visit Champy's Famous Fried Chicken. You'll find it's the best fried chicken and hand-rolled tamales you've ever had. On Madison Boulevard in the old Bison's location in the Publix Plaza with 22 taps in the full-service bar and 2 outdoor patios. See ya at Champy's.
Do you have discomfort in your legs? Varicose veins can affect not only how your legs look, but how they feel. Symptoms of varicose veins include pain, swelling, aching, heaviness, and fatigue. Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville can diagnose and treat your varicose veins with the latest minimally invasive techniques. Diagnosis and treatment is covered by most insurances. Call 256-715-7151 to schedule your free screening. Go to bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
This hour of The Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, online at FlemingHSV.com. The Blitz has been called. Welcome to the evolution of sports radio.
You see, in this industry, just like in life, everything evolves.
Call 256-576-4977 to make your audible for the Blitz.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Captain Cool and the Bandi Man.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. Hour number 2 here in No Man's Land on a funky Friday that just keeps getting funkier. Right now, Argentina is leading the Netherlands 2-1, and the time is starting to run down. So, Argentina might be getting a dub and moving forward in the World Cup. But, guys, if you want to join in on the show, because we got a wide open rest of the show, I'm Captain Cool with the Bandi Man. You can call us at 256-576-4977, and you can follow us on Twitter at @TheBlitz_sports. And while you're at it, follow us on Twitch and YouTube as well at WZZN TV, where you can watch us. Literally, just watch us on Twitch and YouTube. It's great. It's technology. It's the future of sports radio. It's just moving forward. I mean, it's amazing. But don't do it when you're driving, because that's just terrible. That's just horrible. Okay? Get in an accident that way. Just listen to us on the app at the Blitz Sports Radio Network on Apple and Android devices, guys. It's perfect. It works perfectly in that way. This hour is presented by Woody Anderson Ford, the best place to get the best vehicles for the best prices. Drive home in a brand new 2020 Bronco, Mustang, or if you're into trucks, they have a plethora of nice ones for you. Bobby White and his crew will take care of you guys. Find out more at WoodyAndersonFord.com. Bandi, we got a lot to get into in this hour, right? And I gotta shove a lot into this cool segment, okay? We got a list. It's the XFL uniforms ranked 8-1, all right? You won't know what number 1 is. You probably will if you watched yesterday's show. I was raving all about it. We also got a little bit of news about what has happened with Brittany Griner, okay? Oh my, the Netherlands just scored a goal tying it up 2-2 with little to no time left. And they're going crazy, they're going bonkers. That's all coming up on What's Cool.
It's getting hot in here.
Hot. Wow, I can't believe that. That's a spicy meatball.
So it's time to cool down with Captain Cool.
You know what cool is?
Argentina's fans are all just silent now. That's awesome. That's great. We got it right next to me in the studio. Bandi, I got you updated, all right? It was a nice little free kick goal.
It was a free kick goal?
It was a free kick. No, well, I don't know all the soccer terms, all right? I'll say that, Bandi. There was a wall of players, okay? The player kicks it, kind of gets through. Another player for the Netherlands kind of peeks out with the ball and just kicks it right in the goal, and it was perfect. It was just perfectly timed. It's how you had to do it. I mean, it's how they had to do it. They're 101 right now. Minute 101. They just play forever. That's a lot. These fans are going crazy. They're seeing the slow motion of these guys just like shaking their hands, just like, let's go. Messi's upset. He's a little sad. But you know who's not sad? Brittany Griner. Because she will be heading home after being detained in Russia after, she had a little bit of stuff. It was at an international airport in Russia when customs found vape cartridges containing marijuana. All that whatnot. She was sentenced to 9.5 years, sorry. Got to be exact with that, okay? That half a year right there means a lot. 9.5 years. And, since then, Biden has dedicated 25% of his presidency to try to get her back. I will say that. Definitely has, okay? The U.S. will be trading prisoners like kids trading Pokemon cards with Victor Bout, arrested in 2008 in Illinois. Armed dealer. I mean, this guy's a pretty big deal, all right?
Pretty sure there was a whole movie about him with Nick Cage in it.
Dang, that's really cool. This guy's got a movie after him. What does Brittany Griner have? Some money from basketball? Either way, I mean, he's going to go back to Russia. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if Russia's going to be like, hey, we need you to spy on America, so get arrested again and get back over there. I don't even know. I don't know what's going on. Is that a fair trade? I have no idea, okay? Brittany Griner is a legend. I have no idea about anything women's basketball, but I know that it's been a pretty big deal this whole year, honestly. But, whether you have any interest in her or not, either way, that punishment that she was set to serve was definitely not fair, okay? Russia's crazy with that stuff. Respect to them. It's their country. They do whatever they want, okay?
Yeah.
However, as this is all going down, retired U.S. Marine Paul Whelan is 4 years into his sentence of allegedly espionage in Russia. And Biden said, quote, "We've never forgotten about Paul Whelan," end quote. Biden said Thursday, he said, quote, "We'll never give up on his release." Well, he's still over there. We got a basketball player. That's cool. U.S. Marine is, he's retired. He's supposed to be living out his life now, and he's still in Russia. We got to figure out who else we can just scrape from the prison grounds to send over to Russia. I don't know. We got to figure something out. This needs to be a trade. Again, maybe we can send an original Charizard over there. Maybe they'll take that. I mean, that's worth a lot of money, Bandi, okay?
But over there, though?
Probably. An American-printed Shadowless Charizard first edition? Shiny? I've been out of that Pokemon card scene for a while, but I know a good card when I see it, all right? Maybe Russia will be interested in that. I have no idea. I don't really care. I just want guys to be back over where they're supposed to be because I don't believe that this retired U.S. Marine was doing anything under the suspicion of espionage, which is just spying. So, I don't know. I hope he comes back. We're going to figure something out. Biden, spend the rest of your presidency trying to get this man back, and that will be a solid presidency in my opinion. Guys, I got a list, but I also got a song I want to play just because it's on my mind, and I was thinking back to movies that had amazing soundtracks, and this is definitely one of them. Bandi, tell me if you know... I know you saw this, but play with it a little bit. Tell me if you know what this is from, okay?
All right.
You got to go and dig those holes with broken hands and withered souls.
We got to get to the good part. This song's a banger.
You got to go and dig those holes.
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Wait. Here it goes. Ready? Oh. Golly. Digging on, digging. Bandi, what's this song from?
Holes.
Of course it
Come
is. Puts a smile on my face. We should do this. There it is. It's a really good one. Man. All right, that's enough of that. I mean, have it play in the background, maybe?
So what's up with Holes?
I don't know.
You just felt like playing it?
I just felt like playing it. This song is awesome. I was listening to the Holes soundtrack yesterday on my way to work. I don't know if, who has the rights to Holes nowadays? I mean, that's just blasphemy. It's such a good song, though. Either way, that might be a new game we play. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a video game. Maybe it'll be a movie soundtrack. I just want to, guess the song during the cool segment.
I don't know. I might hit you with some tough ones. I know some niche ones.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. You're probably going to reach out and grab some that I've never thought of in my life. Digging. All right, I got to stop that or I'm going to be singing it this entire time. Great stuff. Now let's get into my list. That's like the little transition. That's my segue right there, okay? My list is going to be over the top XFL uniforms, and I'm talking about both home and away, including the helmets. This all goes down to it, all right? And I've seen some lists. They've made me disappointed, okay? I was like, wow, why would you put that so low when there's an ugly-looking uniform like this one? So I'm going to jump right into it, all right? The Rock's Under Armour uniforms for his Under Armour league. Different type of football. I wish they would actually do different type of football where they have to, like, jump ball for, like, the kickoff. Like, who gets the ball first? You got to run and tussle for it. You got to wrestle for it, guys. That would be awesome. Be right down the Rock's alleyway. But looking at these uniforms, talked about them a little bit ago. Talked about the details and all that stuff they have. They're a little less traditional than in the USFL, than in the AAFL, than in the NFL with some uniforms, not the Seahawks. The Seahawks would fit right in here. Same with the Falcons. Ugly uniforms. Seahawks, not too bad. Falcons, god-awful.
Not a fan?
Not a fan. I've never been a fan of those ones. I will say, though, whenever they have their throwbacks, golly, they look spectacular. And they make me think, why don't they just do this all the time? Same with the Dolphins. I don't mind their newer gear, but I love their older gear. Well, let's get into this list. Number 8, okay? Right on into it, okay? Bandi, you can come with me. You can join this little party that I'm going through, okay?
All right.
Number 8 is going to be, giving a little Orlando Guardians, the highlighter uniforms. There's nothing special about neon green, okay? Orlando, this is a typical Florida jersey then, because neon green, ugly, and then on their away uniform there's like a lacking of neon green, which is like kind of where it kind of needs to be, because I feel like if you're gonna have neon green on one jersey, you gotta have it on both, and there's a lacking of it on the latter, okay, or on the latter, not the former, the latter. Either way, it's bland. The logo's cool, I will say. The Guardian logo is really cool. Colorway, not doing it for me, but the helmet is the one thing that kind of made me like, oh, maybe I could put it up a little bit higher. I like it, but I don't like it enough to adjust it. Because, whenever I tell you guys what number 7 is, you're gonna understand it a little bit more. But it looks like they put hazard tape across the top of the helmet, and it's that neon green. So again, nothing special. Bandi, what do you think about this uniform before I move on?
I mean, I'm kind of thinking the same thing, like the Oregon kind of color scheme. Not a huge fan.
Yeah, and they didn't do a good job doing the Oregon color scheme. If you're going to go Oregon colors, at least go all the way out and make it bizarre. Because if you're going to do neon green, at least take into account that this is going to be an absurd uniform. Like, the Seahawks did a great job of that. They have an absurd uniform, and it looks like that. It's something you haven't seen before. This one, This is not absurd. This is just plain, bland Brussels sprouts. That's how I'm going to say. It's just Brussels sprouts. If Brussels sprouts was a uniform. Moving on. Number 7. I'm talking about the San Antonio Brahmas. Stupid name. I'll say that first, okay? It does not roll off the tongue like the Guardians or like the Roughnecks or like the Defenders. I don't like teams that just stop, like San Antonio Brahmas. Just doesn't roll off the tongue well. This uniform, a little bit better. I like the details around the neck. The color scheme, I got to take off my orange glasses because everything looks orange. Color scheme's fine. I'm seeing a little bit more detail than I thought in this number now that I just took off those glasses. It's not going to change anything, okay? It looks like the cracking desert sand, It looks like a cracking desert sand. And then you look over at their home uniforms. By the way, both of these are home uniforms. You can say whatever you want about it. The home uniforms have the gradient outline of a number Don't like that because it doesn't match with the away uniforms, which again I always get confused because I don't know which one's home and which one's away. So I don't like the gradient, and it does have that little bit of cracked, desert ground on the number. That's fine. I like the away uniform better. The yellow and the black pants or the gray pants, whatever you want to call it. Bandi, you got anything about this one? You think it should have went a little lower? You think it should be the worst?
I don't think it should be the worst because I think Orlando's going to stay right there. But, I mean, I think it's all right.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. Yeah, nothing crazy about this one
That's
either.
about all I can say. It's kind of decent.
Yeah. The helmet kind of brings it. Like, if the Guardians helmet was a little bit better, it would have been ahead of this one. But this one, it's plain, it's black. It's just matte black. So it's not bad. The logo is like the horns of a Brahmas, I guess, on the back. It's still got that cracking look to it. They're not anything special. I'll say that. I can't really roll with this team. I think the home uniform is going to look good on the field, I will say. But other than that, I don't like the uniform. There's a lot better to choose from, and that's why we're moving on to number 6. And this is we got past the ugly uniforms now. I don't like those ones at all. Tom might say otherwise. But number 6, I'm going to go with the St. Louis Battlehawks. Okay. I love the color scheme. Great color scheme. One of the best color schemes. The numbers look a little weird. I'll say that. I like the way they have some of the number. Like, I don't know what the text is. What is that font where it has the lines? It's kind of like Army football font,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it is, but it looks very techno, very futuristic. This one, again, you look at it, it's just bland. It's a little bland. The real thing that brings this one up, I would say, is the helmet. That's what makes this one stand out a little bit more, because this helmet is beautiful. It's like a nice silver shine with the nice wings on it, something similar to what you'd see on Oregon's football team a few years back. So the helmets are really nice. I don't think it's doing anything wrong outside of the numbers. I just think, color scheme's good, helmet's good. Again, away uniform that probably doesn't need to be gray. I'll say that. But at least it's better than what the Brahmas are doing over there. See, I can't even say, how do you say that plural? The Brahmases. The Brahmases is?
The Brahmas?
The Brahmases is. I don't know. Either way, the Brahmas jerseys are still going to be sitting behind that. Okay. Moving on. I like the helmets. I'll say that. I like the helmets. Number 5, the Vegas Vipers. Now, you'd think that this one would be a little bit more up there. I like the away uniform a lot. I think the home uniform looks sick. I have no problems with this one outside of the text. The text, the Vipers really bothers me. I love the color schemes. It might be my favorite color schemes on this. I like red and black. When I was younger, those were my 2 favorite colors. Bandi, what's your favorite color scheme on a uniform?
Probably black and blue.
Okay. That's respectable right there. Blue's one of those solid colors.
Like a navy blue.
Yeah. And anything really looks good with black. The away uniforms are pretty cool. I like the red that stands out. The numbers being red on the shoulder pads are nice. The scale, the snake scale on the number, pretty cool. A little unnecessary probably. I see that's a trend going on in a lot of these uniforms is they have a little bit of stuff that is reminiscent to the team's name on the numbers. So this one, it's more bland than any of the other ones, but it has a little bit of that extra pizzazz that makes me kind of like it. And it kind of works with it with the black uniforms because it's black on black on black. I like black on black on black. All right, their helmets, very nice looking with the rest of the uniform. It's black. I mean, it's all black. It's cool. Moving on. Number 4. This one, I was really on the fence about this one, either being 4 or 5. Okay, the Seattle Sea Dragons. The Sea Dragons. I don't mind these uniforms. I actually think these ones are solid. They look the most comfortable being football uniforms. I think they're nice.
Fan of the logo and a fan of the numbers, but I mean, it just kind of, to me, it just reminds me of a Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I can understand where you get that vibe from, but I do like the numbers. It all just looks like it fits. It looks like it's been a team for a while. I like the away uniforms. There's nothing to complain about. You could say they're a little bland. The numbers really take away from that. Plus, there's some details in the shoulder graphics I see. I think it's like dragon scales or sea dragon scales. I don't know what a sea dragon is. Do they spit fire? Can you spit fire underwater? If it's hot enough, maybe. But wouldn't that just turn to stone? I've learned that from Minecraft. I don't know if you dabble in Minecraft, but
yeah, a little bit.
The real thing that pushed this one though, which is gonna make this one look nice on the field, is these helmets are just nice. I love the orange that they put on it. I love it. And I think the little stripe on the back, it kind of turns into nothing. It gets really skinny into the front. I like that look too. It's got the little sea dragon, thing that's on the shoulders as well. So, probably some of my favorite helmets in this. I'd say top 2 favorite helmet. Okay. Moving on. Number 3, the DC Defenders. DC Defenders. I've seen them have one of the more lackluster jerseys on people's lists, okay?
Kansas City Chiefs.
They similar to the Kansas City Chiefs in a way. I think their numbers are really cool. I think they match the vibe. I don't understand why they had to have the outline be white and then the inside. They're different, but they're still football numbers.
Yeah.
I like the shoulders. I think they fit the vibe of the DC Defenders, And then the away uniform is what really gets me because it's got the camouflage on the shoulders as well, and it's in that white camo too. Looks very nice. The rest of it, it all fits together. It looks like it should be a football uniform. The helmet is what bothers me slightly because it doesn't really look good with all red, but it would look amazing with this white uniform that they're going to be using for away.
Very true.
Yeah. I see that they don't have any stripes on these away pants either, but they're still the red pants. I don't know why they needed to do that. I think the home pants would probably have worked fine with the away as well, but I'll leave it at that because we got another one to get to, and that's number 2. Bandi, how have you felt about this list right now? Okay,
pretty good so far.
You think you'd probably have the same?
Yeah, roughly. I think I would say.
Roughly, that's a good segue because number 2 is the Houston Roughnecks. Heck yeah. This one is doing the most, okay? This one's trying to be unique, and I respect it for that. You know what I say, guys. I don't like gradient. I think the gradient look is not the best, but I like whenever they do it like how Army does it, and I know I said this yesterday, but I like whenever they have the speckles kind of coming up, okay? The color scheme's amazing. I think they did the pants, the home-away pants, perfectly. I mean, it should be dark on top, white on the bottom, and then it should be white on top, dark on the bottom. The one thing that I hate about this uniform is the helmet.
Not a fan of the helmet?
Not a fan of this helmet. It's so it's messy. Messy. Makes sense because we're watching this game. I don't know if it looks good with it. They should have probably just went with I think a blue would have looked fine. Just the all blue with the numbers, with the logo on one side. Maybe even blue on one side, white on the other. Red numbers on the helmet. There's a lot of things they could have done different, but they tried to cram too many in. All right, and I get that it looks good, for Houston. It's fitting the Texas vibe. But at the same time, I don't jive with that helmet. The gradient works on the shoulders too. I think it all just kind of fits together. It's literally just like the home versus away. It's like a reverse of the same. It's the same thing, but just different colors. And then number 1, because, we had to give it a little drum. Digging. All right. Arlington Renegades.
Yeah.
This colorway is perfect. I love it. And I liked their home uniform. I thought they had some of the best uniforms without even seeing the away uniforms. But you know what? If a team can do well on their away uniforms just as much, if not more, on their home uniforms, then I'm going to be jiving with it all right, guys. This away uniform looks spectacular, okay? Color scheme reminds me a lot of the Houston Texans. Or no, not the Houston Texans. Oilers, sorry. Same team. Not the same history, though. I like this. I think the away uniforms look spectacular. I think the home uniforms look spectacular. I would get merchandise from the Renegades mainly because I love the colorway.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Looking at the helmets fit the vibe. They're matte baby blue. They're a little bit darker than the normal baby blue, the powder blue, I guess you could say, on the uniforms. But they're matte. And you know what? I don't mind the black stripe going down the middle. They could have done without it. I feel like it's unnecessary on this helmet, but at the same time, I think it looks fine. I think it matches the black and the blue. Would it look good on the away uniforms? Well, the away uniforms don't have any black, so that's going to throw me off a little bit. So that probably could have been like the deciding factor, but I wasn't going to dog it too much because the logo looks pretty cool too. It really is it's a clever logo. So that's the list. If you guys have any other suggestions about it, if you think it was wrong, if you think, John, Captain Cool, you should just shut up because you don't know what you're talking about. 256-576-4977. I'd love to talk about it. I know Bandi would probably be like, yeah, I could say something.
Yeah.
I could say something.
Maybe.
I'd rather talk about the Game Awards.
I mean, I thought I'd have the Vipers jersey a little further up on my list.
Oh, you like the Vipers jersey?
I would have it number 3.
You'd have it number 3. So you would push back. You'd push back the DC Defenders.
I'd probably keep it all the same, but just move the Vipers up to 3.
Okay, I can respect that. So DC Defenders, Seattle Sea Dragons would move back to 4 and 5. Vipers move to 3. I respect that. I honestly would prefer. This is going to be a throwback. I would prefer the Tennessee Valley Vipers uniform. Yeah. I got to say.
The green and black?
The green and black looked nice. Everything about that whole franchise in the Arena Football League was, which was like the Southern Indoor Football League, I think, here. And then there was the Alabama Hammers that came along afterwards, which also, hey, I thought they had a pretty cool color scheme too, green and yellow.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to any of those games, the Alabama Hammers? No.
I don't think so. Just to a Vipers game.
Nah, I got that. Do you remember when they were the Raptors?
I do not.
Jeez.
I was too young for that.
I only knew because Tom did their games way, way back in like 2004. But that's in the past now, and we got to look towards the future, and the future is full of a lot of fun games, Bandi.
True, true.
And I know you want to talk about a lot of them, and I'm looking forward to a lot of the fun to come in the E-Play-by-Play with the Bandi Man. Coming up next, you guys don't go anywhere because you're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
Here's Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford on their service department.
President's Award winner 2 years in a row. That's only given to the top 10% of Ford dealers in customer satisfaction. So we're very proud of the service department. And our body shop. If you happen to get into an accident, which not a lot of people just want to go down and see a body shop. If you get into an accident, award-winning body shop. We have state-of-the-art paint booths back there. They're waterborne paints that we use, friendly for the environment. We've got our production system, the way things are in and out. We have the fastest cycle rate in town of getting your vehicle in, getting your vehicle out, and assured that it's fixed right. We take pictures before it's wrecked, and not only after, but we take it as we're putting the parts on. All done to above industry standards. So I'm proud of our body shop too. Don't forget our parts department. So if you happen to need parts, performance parts, or just parts if you're a weekend mechanic.
Woody Anderson Ford, located at the corner of Jordan and Sparkman, as well as Hughes Road and Madison. You can also check out the great deals at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports and it's brought to you by Everwood Treatment Company, the official treated lumber of Alabama athletics. Everwood, wood treated right. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Alabama Soccer's Ashlyn Sarepka joined us on Thursday's Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, to review her 2 great years in Crimson.
It's been an emotional couple days, it's been such an amazing season, but I think just so much to be proud of. I mean, it's always hard to celebrate after a loss. And so I think that first day losing in the College Cup, there was emotions were high, but after that day, I think we really just took time to reflect as a team, just how special this season was. I mean, it's funny, we were sitting in the hotel and we were writing down records and accomplishments of the season. And there was like 37 records broken in one season, and just just that's so amazing. And so there was so much to be proud of, and it was such a special, special season that all of us are going to remember for the rest of our lives.
I'll have more in a moment.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Treatment Company, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood is championship quality lumber for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. No rot, no decay, no termites, no problems. Just wood treated right. To locate your local Everwood store, visit everwoodtreatment.com. Everwood Treatment, official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
We've got you covered for Alabama men's basketball on Saturday. The 8th-ranked Crimson Tide will square off with the top-ranked Houston Cougars at 2 p.m. Central, with coverage on the network starting at 1 p.m. Also, Alabama women's basketball will return to action on Sunday at 2 p.m. against Southern Miss. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Everwood. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Afternoon Blitz here on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Network. I'm the Bandi Man, Bailey Lowry, joined across the glass by Captain Cool John Abraham.
Yo.
And be sure to not only listen to us right now, which I hope you are, but to also catch us tonight over on the Zone 2 via the 97.7 The Zone mobile app for Buckhorn High School basketball against Lincoln County tonight at 7:30.
Oh, yeah.
Do not forget to tune in, as well as be sure to join us December 14th over at Flow Trampoline Park for the 97.7 ESPN The Zone annual fan meetup Christmas party. And all you got to do to get in is bring a toy. Part of a Rambo Marine, they're bringing a boat inside, and our plan is to fill up that entire boat with toys. And one toy gets you in free.
Oh, yeah.
So be sure that's all you need. One toy, you can enjoy the whole park the entire day. The doors, I believe, are going to be opening at 4 o'clock, as well as shows are going to be broadcasting there live for throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So be sure to check it all out. But you know what? You know what was also last night?
What?
On top of an intense Buckhorn Austin Black Bears game.
Oh, yeah.
The Game Awards.
Ooh.
So for today, for the Fun Friday, and for my list, I'm gonna go through some of the winners of the Game Awards last night, as well as go through the top 10 reveals that happened as well, because we got some good news on games that are be coming out soon in 2023. That's all coming up on the E Play-by-Play.
Time to catch up on esports with E Play-by-Play with the Bandi Man.
First off, the winners in the big winner from last night. I mean, overall was God of War, because it won a ton of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But the one that took home the big title, though, was not God of War. It was Elden Ring, winning Game of the Year, and hands down deserved. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it really should. It really should have. I mean, especially with all the other awards pretty much going to God of War. I mean, you might as well just throw Elden Ring a bone and give him the Game of the Year.
Best game direction also went to Elden Ring. Best narrative was to Ragnarok, which I don't get why Elden Ring didn't win it either, because it told its story through music and boss fights. It was great, but you know what? It's neither here nor there now. Best art direction, Elden Ring, thank goodness. Best score / music, God of War Ragnarok, okay.
Should have been Sonic.
Best audio design, it actually should have been Metal Hellsinger. That's a great game. Best audio design, God of War Ragnarok. Best performance, Christopher Judge, God of War Ragnarok. Games for Impact, As Dust Falls, never played it. Best ongoing game, Final Fantasy XIV Online. I've seen a lot of people get sucked into that game, and I do not plan on being one of them. Best indie game went to Stray, the cat game.
Of course.
Best debut indie game, also Stray. Makes sense.
Okay.
Best mobile game, Marvel Snap. I am so glad Genshin did not win anything.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
It didn't need to. It's had its awards and all that.
Best community support, Final Fantasy XIV Online. Best VR game, Moss Book 2. Never played it. Innovation in accessibility went to God of War Ragnarok. Makes sense. Best action game, Bayonetta 3. Best action adventure game, God of War Ragnarok.
Okay.
Best RPG, Elden Ring. Best fighting game. Didn't go to King of Fighters 15.
Oh.
Didn't go to DNF Duel.
Oh.
And it didn't go to JoJo's. It went to Multiverses.
Aw.
I was, surprised,
Yeah.
honestly. I thought a traditional fighter would have won that instead of a platform fighter,
Yeah.
especially one that hasn't been receiving as many bug fixes as it probably should. But you know what? Props off to Multiverses.
Yeah.
That means they're doing something right. Best family game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Best sports racing game, Gran Turismo 7.
Of course.
Best sim game, Mario Rabbids Spark of Hope. Nice.
Okay.
Best multiplayer game, Splatoon 3.
Good job.
Content Creator of the Year went to Ludwig. Esports Athlete went to Ye, C9 Valorant player.
Yeah, not Kanye, just Yay.
Yeah, Y-A-Y, not Y-E. Best Esports Coach, Matthias Tarasconi, coach for Loud, the Valorant coach for Loud. Best Esports Event, 2022 League of Legends World Championship. I personally voted for EVO. Best Esports Game went to Valorant. Best Esports Team went to Loud for Valorant. I'm not sure why the League of Legends World winners weren't up here, but okay. Most anticipated game, Legend of Zelda Tears of a Kingdom. Makes sense. Breath of the Wild 2, everyone's looking forward to it.
I am.
Not even non-Nintendo fans are looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Best adaptation, Arcane. Arcane took it over Cyberpunk. I imagine it was not a close gap between second and third.
Yeah.
But I imagine the fight between Arcane and Cyberpunk was pretty close. But Arcane edging it out. I mean, it's a fantastic show. I can't be mad at that at all.
Yeah, I can't either. And we kind of speculated it too because, I mean, Arcane, let alone, it's a great story, very emotional. But I mean, also you got all of the League of Legends players pretty much back in it. And
Yeah.
I mean, Cyberpunk already had the bad rap, so it did fix the game. I mean, people came back to Cyberpunk because of it, but it wasn't enough to really give them that boost that they needed.
Yeah, I mean, League of Legends didn't really need a player count boost, but it was cool, though, that it got more people invested in the lore.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
The League of Legends lore, as much as I hate their balancing team sometimes, that's a very common trend among these companies. You'll kind of see that. Not a fan of the balancing. But their lore writing, like their storytelling, their world building, and like the animations they do to like flesh out the stories of all the characters are incredibly well made and incredibly well done.
Yeah.
So I mean, what this means, inevitably we're getting season 2, most likely season 3, and I don't know if they can do a season 2 of Edge Runners.
No, yeah.
At least they would have to go a completely different direction with season 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that they're kind of looking into with the new Liberty. I forgot exactly what the name was for it, but the new expansion that they're doing, because it looks like a totally different story's coming to Cyberpunk. And I mean, if that's the case, I mean, there's an endless amount of possibilities we could see in the Cyberpunk universe.
Yeah, speaking of that, let's get into the top 10 list. We got some good reveals along the show.
Let's.
I mean, it was honestly probably one of the better Game Awards, if I'm being honest,
I
like
can
just for reveals alone.
Yeah.
But number 10, Judas. I'm very interested in this project because this is coming from the creative mind of the original person behind BioShock, and it looked very similar when we got the gameplay footage of it. Like, it looks like you're underwater. I don't know if you are, maybe in space. I kind of couldn't really tell where you were, but it's again like a first-person labyrinth corridor kind of shooter, and that's really what BioShock was known for, that really creepy environment, very claustrophobic environment.
Yeah.
And really telling a fantastic story, well, just through observation and, well, wit.
And fire coming out of your hands, and any other abilities that can come out of your hands, because that seems to be the trend that goes on in the BioShock universe. I don't know where this is exactly played, but it looks like one of those unsettling games that will have quite the deep story and a lot of questions to be answered.
Which I would be, actually, if I had to throw like an honorable mention or two out there, Atomic Heart would be one of them.
Yeah.
Like, we'd already seen a little bit of a trailer for Atomic Heart a little earlier in the year before the Game Awards, and we saw a tiny bit more of it here.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm super excited for it. It looks like if like the story of Wolfenstein, but instead of the Germans winning, it was the Russians.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like it would have been a whole lot crazier. Maybe that's just graphical limitations. Probably so. But man, the robots running around in Atomic Heart look creepy.
Yeah. I'm excited for that one as well, but I respect that you put it, as an honorable mention, because there is a lot. There's a lot to get into, and we've already seen enough from Atomic Heart to know that we're probably going to play it day one with Game Pass.
Oh, 100%. Number 9, Last of Us Part 1. And you're like, wait, what do you mean Part 1? That's a game that came out like way back when the PS3 and on the PS remastered for the PS4, then remastered again for the PS5. Well, guess what? It's not being remastered this time. It's being ported to PC.
There you go.
So PC players are going to have a chance to play The Last of Us Part 1. And you know what? Pick this game up. As long as this game's been out, if you have not had a chance to play this story yet, and you have not played it all the way, and haven't been spoiled on what happens at the very end all the way through, like, play this game. Absolutely phenomenal storytelling and incredibly deserving of all the awards it got way back when it released. And now you can play it on your super beefed up PC with all the max graphics settings on to truly take in how beautiful this game looks.
It should look great.
And number 8, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty.
Okay.
This is the DLC expansion coming to Cyberpunk 2077. I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be taking place in a whole brand new area, all brand new characters, more stuff to do, more weapons, new story content, another actor, Idris Elba, coming into the Cyberpunk universe. I'm a big fan of Idris Elba, so any project he's in, I'm like, okay, let's get going. I'm ready to get invested in the story. It's like he's a grizzled U.S. veteran that's like the only person you can trust. That was like his description. I'm like, I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm kind of past the Cyberpunk game hype at least. I still love Edge Runners. I think is wonderful. And I know you've had a lot of fun playing Cyberpunk again after watching the show. But it's just one of those things where it's like, do I want to shell out the money for it? Because it's like I already know what to expect with normal Cyberpunk. You know, it's a great game now that it's fixed. But it's like, do I really want to, you know, I'm not done with the original story. Do I really want to spend that money? And it really just comes down to what price they're going to put it at.
Yeah. Number 7, Death Stranding 2. We finally got the reveal for it. I mean, we didn't even know this project was coming. We just knew that a project was coming from Kojima with, God, I'm forgetting her name, but she's playing the main character.
I forgot her name as well.
But they put out like a little like headshot of her for Kojima's new project, and it's like, what could this be? Is this like a whole new IP?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? But now we have an answer, and it's Death Stranding 2. Norman Reedus is making a return as well, and they did the whole like baby shot again from the original trailer. So, I mean, I never got a chance to play Death Stranding. Still haven't downloaded it on Game Pass. Hadn't really given it a shot yet. But I mean, I heard very good things about the first one, so I imagine from Kojima again, we're just going to see greatness out of a second one as well.
Yeah, and just like with the first one, I mean, the trailer was so emotional and just impactful, and it just. The score is going to be amazing. The music is just going to be wonderful. And, I mean, the rest of it, it's just going to be weird Kojima goodness. I mean, it's what we want to see from him. And, I mean, I know, like, the first one was a little bit mixed with the reviews just because it was different. But this one, I mean, people now, you know, they've come to love Death Stranding as an original game. And this one should just add the exact same amount of just fun to be had.
Number 5, Hades 2. You want to talk about a roguelite that I would highly recommend everyone playing besides Binding of Isaac? Hades. It's incredibly well made, incredibly diverse in what builds you can go and what combinations work. Like, you can pretty much free flow any kind of build you want in this game. Like, there are some roguelites where it's like, okay, there's like the obvious, incredibly good build that you should probably try to go for each run if you can, but if not, try to be flexible. In this one, though, you can kind of just go whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's so many weapons to customize your own loadout, and each power-up is tailored to that build you're going for, so you have a lot of freedom of what you can do with it, and I'm more than excited for what's going to be going on for the sequel.
Yeah, I've never played the first Hades, but it's always popped up on Game Pass, like, intriguing me in some way, but it's like, I might dabble into some Minecraft dungeons or whatever. But at the same time, seeing this game, and it kind of was the first time I really looked at it, and I had to look at it, but the graphics look great. The art style is amazing, and it just looks like it's gonna touch everybody's, you know, mythology itch, if no other game has already, because every other game's trying to get into that.
Oh yeah. Number 4, Crash Team Rumble.
Okay.
We're getting. Hey, they said we were gonna be getting another Crash Bandicoot game at the Game Awards, and we got another Crash Bandicoot game.
I'm just glad you didn't put it at number 1. Okay.
Yeah. No, you already know what my number 1's gonna be. Come on.
Yeah.
But number 4, it's well, it's actually kind of fitting. It's going to be a 4v4 multiplayer kind of game where it looks like almost like a Crash Bandicoot MOBA.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to say, interesting way to take the franchise. I'm curious. I don't know if it's going to be good. It looks good. The animation, the art looks good. Looks just like Crash Bandicoot 4 Out of Time. Or
did Out of Time come out ever?
No, not Out of Time. It's About Time.
Okay.
But It's got that same style. I'm looking forward to it. I need to see more gameplay, though.
I didn't know that the fourth one came out. Did it?
Mm-hmm.
It did?
It came out a while ago, yeah.
Really? Huh. I guess I just totally missed out on that one. I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger of a deal, but I guess it's pretty cool. This one, I'm just kind of liking how the Crash series just always tries to do something different. Even if, it's not something that is brand new. It's something that's interesting for the series, like the Crash racing games, as well as just like some of the other ones.
Half of me was expecting another Crash racing game.
Yeah.
Because it always seems to be 3 platformers, racing game. 3 platformers, racing game.
Yeah.
Or you get the 3 platformers, party spinoff that didn't really work, Crash Bash. Number 3, Armored Core.
Ooh.
Okay. FromSoft kind of came out of the gates. They're like, well, we're not going to have any Elden Ring DLC come out. It's just going to be the Coliseum stuff. That's fine. How about a brand new project? Especially the revival of an old franchise we hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Armored Core. I don't know. They didn't reveal any gameplay. It was a completely cinematic CG trailer. But by God, it's going to be a From Software game focusing on mechs? Sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm all in on this. And I already have the release date. Not the full one, but it is going to be confirmed to be coming out in 2023.
Yeah, and I mean, the last one they went on, the last one that came into the franchise, too, because this is just continuing the original series. This is Armored Core 5, whereas, I mean, the last one came out on, like, the PlayStation 3?
Yeah, it was
a long time ago.
So long ago.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I'm excited to see it at least. I don't know if I'll play it, but it looks like it's going to be a lot different from the Armored Core that some people remember, because just looking at the first game, it's just like, ugh.
Now, if you know me for any amount of time, you probably know what my 2 and 1 are.
Okay.
Number 2, Tekken 8. Number 1, Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Okay, Tekken 8 came out of the gates. Now, they didn't show off a lot of like the extra stuff in the trailer. This is kind of more like a cinematic showing off a bit of the gameplay and a bit of the story.
Yeah.
Which I'm super excited for the story. The story of a Tekken game. The Tekken 7 story was actually pretty good, kind of went a little anime out.
Of course.
But Tekken 8 is going to continue that trope, but they're going to go all in on it. I mean, we had like citywide destruction with the devil forms between Jin and Kazuya just going in. New mechanics were already shown off, which what looked like a drive cancel from Street Fighter 6.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jin did a move and then did like a quick burst of speed forward to continue his pressure on Kazuya. I'm like, that looks a little familiar. But it looks gorgeous. This is the best Tekken has by far ever looked.
Mm-hmm.
And with some of the best character designs, not Paul, some of the best character designs of a series, they made Kazuya the best he's ever looked, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited for when more characters get revealed, more gameplay elements get shown off, and we get to see just more of this game in motion. Harada, you gave us the little Kazuya Tekken Eye teaser at EVO. Now we have a brief cinematic trailer. Start dropping the character trailers. Show off this project. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, I will say this. The game itself looks better than Street Fighter 6 in the way that it's graphical-wise, okay?
Yeah.
But that's because there's a different style that they're going with. But I will say, we haven't seen everything yet from Tekken 8. But then Street Fighter, which I'll leave it to you to talk about a little bit more. But I will say about Street Fighter, it just looks jam-packed with so much content, and it's going to be so fun.
Yeah, like Tekken 8, it's got the move in the art and like the graphical department where it looks like incredibly crisp and realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like water droplets are just showing off like on all of the character models.
Every
just like
detail of
like,
the muscles.
So detailed.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 6 comes in swinging though with like, hey, 4 character reveals. DJ coming back from Street Fighter 4, who we haven't seen since then. And then 3 brand new characters who all look incredibly sick.
Muscle Mommy.
Muscle Mommy. You got the dancer from France, and a guy named JP. He's like an elder, kind of looks like a mix of Q and G from Street Fighter, but just like teleports all over the place and fights with a cane. And I'm like, okay, this is incredibly cool. And then they come out. It's like, oh. Here's more single-player content. Here's more showing off of what you can do with, like, your custom avatar. You can do tag fights with Street Fighter characters with your avatar like you're playing Street Fighter Cross Tekken again.
It's going to be pretty cool.
Different mini-games, board breaking, karate, like some kind of food cooking mini-game where you did a quarter circle input to make a buffet. But I don't care. It's content. It's mini-games. It's something extra. Street Fighter 6 is just coming out of the gates with not only being potentially the best fighting game of 2023, it might be up there for Game of the Year if not only the gameplay is balanced, like there's not really relatively anything broken at launch, like anything completely game-breaking. The online is good, the single-player content is good, and plenty, and the player base stays active. This could go down as one of the best fighting games ever made.
Yeah, I'm very much excited for it. I mean, I've told you, Bandi, there's a few games I'm going to get into next year, and a lot of them are fighting games thanks to you. And Street Fighter 6, you were the one that brought it to my attention, and I got to say, it looks spectacular.
Like I have been nothing more than impressed.
Yeah, I like a game that really just pushes for the community to be a thing, because there's so much that's community held right there.
Yeah, and now what I'm wondering is, if we're seeing all this crazy stuff about what the launch characters are going to do, what's our first DLC character going to be like?
The Rock.
Because that's kind of how things go in fighting games. Like the launch roster, it's to kind of test the waters of the meta and see what's going to be strong in the competitive environment. And then the first DLC character is kind of built around that. And by your face, we're going to take a brief timeout. When we come back, you're going to tell me what just happened in that Argentina-Netherlands game. Because by your face, something interesting happened. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
New Year's Eve in Nashville has a new twist this year.
Touchdown, right up the middle, 45 yards.
The 25th annual Trans Perfect Music City Bowl is Saturday, December 31st at 11 a.m.
Still on his feet, touchdown!
Get your ticket to the biggest party in Nashville as the Iowa Hawkeyes and Kentucky Wildcats square off at Nissan Stadium. For more information on this year's game, including ticket availability, visit MusicCityBowl.com. Presented by the Tennessee Lottery.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, Managing Partner at University Kia, here letting you know we are proud supporters of Madison Academy football. Stop into the University Kia today and shop our large selection of new Kias, including the all-new Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the stylish new K5, and sporty new Seltos. Visit universitykia.com to view all our great offers and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia today, because we want to see you in a Kia. Go Mustangs!
At Bryant Bank, we believe your goals are worth chasing, and every step along the way is worth celebrating. From your hopes for the future to the challenges that keep you up at night, we're here for you. Bryant Bankers put care into action to help you live legendary by stepping up when you need us most and doing what's right, even when no one is watching. Come experience a local bank whose people greet you by name and treat you like family. Bryant Bank, member FDIC.
What's the matter, honey? Can't sleep?
Ugh, it's this heartburn. At night, it's the worst.
Heartburn? Again?
Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm going to kick acid with Rolaids.
Rolaids Advanced goes to work instantly for powerful relief of your worst heartburn, bloating, and gas.
Feeling better?
Much better.
That was fast.
Kick acid and gas with Rolaids Advanced.
Hello and welcome in, everybody, back to the Afternoon Blitz. Guys, right now it's getting close in this World Cup. I think that's probably what we're going to focus on for this last little bit of time that we have. And if you want to join in on the fun that's going on, 256-576-4977. This hour has been presented by Woody Anderson Ford, the best place to get the best vehicles for the best prices. Right now, Argentina is shooting to finish off the Netherlands. 2 scores in a row from the Netherlands on this shootout at the end of the game. And we're looking at it right now. I don't know who number 24 is, but he's about to shoot for Argentina, and this will make it 4 straight, and that will finish off the match. And right now, they're rearing up, and I'm going to tell you guys the commentary, because Bandi wants to know, too. I feel bad for you, Bandi. You had to go all the way over there.
I got to go. I'm going by the ESPN live cast, but it's nowhere near caught up. It's a shot behind.
Okay, well, here you go. He's rearing up. This is the game on the line. Number 24. He's going up to shoot. He's going slow. Oh, and he shoots it just outside on the left. And
wait,
now
he missed the goal?
He missed the goal altogether.
Oh,
the Netherlands have 1 shot, and this has to be good for them. Argentina, a little frustrated after that one, but let me tell you, this has been nothing, or this has been everything and some that any soccer fans wanted. I'm not even a fan of soccer, I will say that, but this is getting close, guys. This game has been going on for a while. This entire show we've been focusing on it. I've been at least peeking at it. You guys probably have seen it. But now the Netherlands are up to shoot. If they miss this one, the game is over. Here he goes. Oh my gosh. And he makes it.
He makes it?
The stutter step that he did, it shot the goalie way off. And he went right. Which way did he win? From his point of view, he went left. And, I mean, it was that stutter step. So now it's really coming down the line, guys. All right? I mean, it has to go in. If it doesn't go in, it's going to extra, right?
Yeah, it just goes to another round of penalty kicks.
There's a little yellow card I just saw put up. I don't know what's all going on with that. I don't know how that would, affect this penalty kick. I hope we can get this through for you guys. If anything, just turn down the music because this is going to be insane. Again, thank you guys for hanging with us all day. It's been a fun Friday, to say the least. And here we go. They're rearing up for this final goal for Argentina. Will they get it? This will be 2 in a row that they miss if they don't. But here we go. People are watching in anticipation. Here we go, Bandi. Number 22 to finalize this game. Here he goes to kick. Does a stutter step, and it's in.
It's in.
Argentina has won the game. They're moving on. Holy crap. What a game. Me and Bandi, who are you rooting for? Argentina?
I mean, if I had to pick one, yeah, probably Argentina.
Yeah, just Messi. I mean, I know Messi. We know Messi.
But I mean, after the stunner that Croatia put onto God, I'm trying to remember. It was Brazil today.
Oh, yeah,
Croatia beat Brazil. I'm kind of feeling a Croatia-Morocco final.
Yeah.
Get the underdogs in there.
Well, Argentina has defeated the Netherlands. Good on both clubs because it was a spectacular game. I mean, Netherlands had to come back from a 2-0 deficit. And I mean, hey, they did it. They just couldn't finish it off. Messi's just enjoying the win. We're going to enjoy the rest of the day. Make sure you guys check us out on the app, 97.7 ESPN Zone 2, because we'll be going in to Buckhorn. And we'll have Buckhorn up against Lincoln County Falcons tonight at 7:30. It's going to be some basketball fun. Me and Bandi will have a great time with that. But thank you guys very much for joining us today. We'll see you guys we'll see you guys on Monday. You guys have a great rest of your day.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're